Hello everyone, it's time for yet another episode of Ragam Reference. I'm ready, are you? In today's episode we're going to look at the Ragam Abhogi. Abhogi Ragam is a pentatonic scale, which means that it's got 5 notes in the ascent, and it's also a symmetrical scale, which means the ascent and the descent are mirror images of one another. They're symmetric. Sa ri ga ma da sa sa da ma ga ri sa sa ri ga ma da ma da ma ga ri ga ma ga ri sa ri da sa da ma da sa. So from the Arohanam and Avarohanam, you may have noticed that this Ragam has the Shadja Sa Ri Chatusruti Rishabha Ga Sadharana Gandhara minor third Ma beautiful dominant Shuddha Madhyamam Da Chatusruti Daivata no Panchama Da Sa and the tonic octave Sa Da Ma Ga Ri Sa. So the Ni is also likewise absent. So this raga does not have the Pa or the Ni. It has Sa Ri Ga Ma Da Sa Da Ma Ga Ri Sa. A very beautiful celebratory ragam that gives us high energy phrases, high energy gamakas. So I'm going to present some of the key phrases in this ragam. We call them prayogas in Karnataka Sangeetam. Dari sa sa da ma ga ma ga ri sa ri ga ma ga ri sa ri ga ma ga ri. I demonstrated 2 kinds of gamakas on the Gadhair. The first one tended towards the ma, sa ri ga ma ga ri sa. The second one tended towards the ri, ga ma ga ri. Ri na na ga ga ri sa ri ga ri sa sa na sa ga ri sa da. Very key prayoga, very important prayogam. Na na ra na 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 da 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 ma da sa da. The gamaka in the Daivata is likewise very beautiful and establishes the raga without doubt. Da 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 sa da da ri sa da da ga ri sa da da ma ga ri sa da da ma ga ri sa da ma ga ri sa da ma da sa ri ga ma da sa ma da ga ma ri. Jumps are possible. Da sa ma da ga ma ri ri ga sa. Very playful ragam at that, very cute ragam. It's a very youthful ragam. So I tend to look at ragas with the energy they follow, with the kind of phrases they have and the kind of emotions that they can give to the listener. Now let's look at some of the key compositions in this raga. Particularly Saint Tyagaraja has given us a lot of wonderful kritis that then form the basis for our understanding of this ragam. Manasu nilpa shakti lekapothe Manasu nilpa shakti lekapothe Nanu brovani kenta tamasama Nanu brovani kenta tamasama Napai nerame balguma Nanu brovani kenta tamasama. O Lord Rama, why is such delay in saving me? Nannu brova nikenta tamasama. Tamasama, sama. The swaram sa, ma, the swaram madhyama, ma, both go so beautifully in the swarakshara arrangement. Nikenta tamasama. This is an instance where the words and the meaning and the swara sargam all come together to give us an aesthetic depiction of the ragam. We looked at Saint Tyagaraja's work, but before going any further, we have to look at the varnam in this ragam. Varnams are usually like etudes in Western classical. These are creations that are framed with the sole intention of making the student or the learner or the upcoming performer well versed in the ragam, and they are practice pieces. And the varnam in this ragam is one of the finest in the lexicon of the pieces that are in Abhogi. And this varnam is so popular, it's performed in a lot of concerts as the first piece. Yavari bodhanavi ni yavari bodhanavi ni la go jaya se uraya vari bodhana. Now a swaram. Riga garisa sarisa sadamada mada sada sada sariga maga garisa riga maga mariga sarira sariga ma damada sada sada maga magarisa. Beautifully this varnam proceeds, and with a beat that is a steady beat, it also keeps the learner and the upcoming performer, or even the performer, seasoned performer, even them, they need a good sense of kala pramana and breath control to be established at the beginning of a concert. So a varnam like this does it all. And the raga Abhogi is so beautifully established in this varnam. So for those of you out there, first of all, go and learn this varnam. Yet another piece in Abhogi that tells us more about this ragam is from Dikshitar. Shri Lakshmi Varagam Bhajeham Shri Lakshmi Sahitam Shritajana Shubha Pradam Shri Lakshmi Varagam Sadamagagarisa. One can notice the kind of gamakam that is used in this Sri Lakshmi Varaham opening. Sri Lakshmi Varaham Gagaririsa. So a janta prayogam, a strong gamaka that comes on strongly like that. Rigagaririsa Yavari. That establishment is also great for the voice, because the voice gets strength and power and assurance in singing a gamaka like that in Abhogi. Sri Lakshmi Sadari Sadadama. And that is a Spurita Gamaka. I often talk about this because it's very important and gives a sense of lightness and beauty and shine and shimmer to Carnatic music that makes it very characteristic of the form. Sri Lakshmi na 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 re. And such kind of raga alapana phrases are possible and derived beautifully from that one kernel, that seed of the gamkam. Sri Lakshmi Varagam tam tam da dari sa da da mama da sa dari sa da da mama ga ma da sa dari sa da da mama. We can keep building on that pattern and give the vocal cords a good workout, but also give the brain a very good understanding of how that schema unfolds in the raga. But because the point of this ragam reference series is for everyone to be able to learn not just the swara positions, not just the prayogas, but the schema that every raga has. It's a layout. It's how the canvas is structured and built, and how within that canvas we can do a beautiful painting, which is the raga. Next, let's turn to the Tamil kritis in this ragam. Some of them are world renowned. Everyone knows it, whether they know Carnatic music or not. Everyone knows certain songs, right? And one of these songs is in this ragam. Sabapati ki ver devam samanamagma. Sabapati ki ver devam samanamagma tillai. Sabapati ki ver devam samanamagma tillai. Sabapati ki ver devam samanamagma tillai. Sabapati ki ver devam samanamagma. Samanamagma. Famous piece of Gopala Krishna Bharati on Lord Shiva. Sabapati ke Verudevam Samanamaguma. Is there a match for the great Lord Shiva? There are other Tamil kritis as well, particularly Papanasam Shivan has given us Ne Kurugi Unai Paniyakal Nenjanyena Karulvai Murugane Kurugi Unai Paniyakal Nenjanina Karulvai Murugane Kurugi. And Mayuram Viswanatha Shastri, one of the lesser known but lovely composers, has given us Mata Sada Avatumam Madashalini Jaganmata. The opening of this piece merits mention because it is full of swaraksharas. Madasada Mamagarigama Madasada Magariga Matasada Madasada Avatumam Madashalini Madasadama Madashalini Madashalini Jagan Mata Sadavatumam. A beautiful depiction of the ragam, very thought through by the composer. This raga has quite a few allied ragas. The two important allied ragas are Sri Ranjani and Bhageshri. Now Sri Ranjani and Bhageshri both will be covered in ragam reference in detail. I've covered them in Isaipayanam as well. But just to mention it here, Sarigamada sa sadamagarisa is Abhogi, right? Whereas Sri Ranjani goes like this. Sarigamadani sa sanida magariga madanida madanida magariga magariza nidaniza. That is Sri Ranjani. The Nishada is present and gives the entire character of the ragam a total 180-degree spin in this Sri Ranjani ragam. Bhageshri. Now with Bhageshri, Gama Gariza Niza Dani Sa Gama Gama Dani Da Pada Da Ma Pada Ga. So the Ni is present and the Pa is present in Bhageshri, giving it a very colorful and a more romantic feel. A feel for the night time, a feeling that is less youthful and a more mature, graceful look is adorned by Bhageshri because of those graceful insertions of the Ni and the Pa. Manodharma is beautiful in this ragam. Ma 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 ga ma da da ma ga ri ga ma ma ga ri ma ga ga ri ri ga ga ri sa da da ma ga ri sa da da sa sa ri ga ri sa ga ri sa da ma da sa ri ga ri ma ga ga ri ri ga ri sa 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 da da sa ri ga ri sa sa ga ri sa da ma da ma ga ri ga ma da sa ri ga ri ma ga ri ri ga ma da ma ga ri ga ma ga ri ga ma da ma da sa da ma da ma da ri sa da ma da ga ri sa da ma ga ri sa da sa ri ga ri ga ri da sa ri ga ri ga ri sa ri da sa ri ga ri sa ga ri sa ga ri sa da ma da ri sa da ma da ri sa da ma ga ri. Such scope, so much power. That is the magic of Abhogi. Now let's turn to the film songs in this ragam. Many of you might be wondering why I'm speaking in English so far. உங்ககிட்ட ப்ரீவியஸ் வீடியோவில் கூட சொன்னேன், எனக்கு தமிழ் தாய்மொழி, எனக்கு தமிழ் உயிர் மூச்சு. ஆனால் இந்த மாதிரி வீடியோஸை உலகத்தில் பல பேர் பார்க்கறதுனால டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன்லேயும் சப்டைட்டிலிங்லேயும் விஷயங்கள் மறைஞ்சு போகக்கூடாதுங்கிற ஒரே ஒரு சிந்தனையினால தான் நான் இங்கிலீஷில் பேசி தமிழ் தாய்மொழி அல்லாதவர்களுக்கு கூட இது போய் சேரணுங்கிற ஒரு நல்ல எண்ணத்தில் இங்கிலீஷில் பேசுகிறேன். ஸோ தயவு செஞ்சு இதை ப்ளீஸ் பேர் வித் மீ. அண்ட் நான் பார்க்க போகிற சினிமா பாடல்கள் தமிழ் சினிமா பாடல்கள். ஸோ உலகம் எங்கும் இருக்கிற யார் பார்த்தாலுமே நம்ம தமிழ் திரைப்பாடல்கள் நமக்கு ஒரு ப்ரைடான விஷயம். So I'm going to talk about some of the film songs that come from the language of Tamil here in southern India in this ragam. And this for me begins with the wonderful voice of the great T.R. Mahalingam in the film Malaita Mangai. M.S. Viswanathan Ramurthy அவர்கள் இசையில் ஒரு அருமையான பாட்டு. நானன்றி யார் வருவார், அன்பே நானன்றி யார் வருவார், இளநங்கை உனை வேறு யார் தொடுவார், நானன்றி யார் வருவார். சரிகமத சத மகரிக மகரி சதசம். A very lovely romantic duet. So this ragam is a youthful ragam, like I said, and young romance sits beautifully with this ragam. ஒரு இளம் காதல் ஜோடி பாடக்கூடிய ஒரு பாட்டு அப்படின்னா அது ஆபோகியிலேருந்து அழகாக இருக்கும் இல்லையா? அதே ஒரு தாத்பரியத்தில் தான் நம்ம கிரேட் எம் பாலமுரளி கிருஷ்ணா அவர்களும் பி சுஷீலா அம்மாவும் இணைஞ்சு பாடின பாடல். The film was Kalaikkovil, and once again the music of the amazing M.S. Viswanathan sir in this piece. தங்கரதம் வந்தது வீதியிலே, ஒரு தளிர்மேனி வந்தது தேரினிலே, தங்கரதம் வந்தது வீதியிலே, ஒரு தளிர்மேனி வந்தது தேரினிலே, மரகத தோரணம் அசைந்தாட, நல்ல மாணிக்க மாலைகள் கவி பாட, மரகத தோரணம் அசைந்தாட, நல்ல மாணிக்க மாலைகள் கவி பாட, தங்கரதம் வந்தது விதியிலே மாகரீத. And in this piece, one of the greatest ever singers of Carnatic music, Dr. M. Balamuri Krishna and Sushila Amma would have given most of the wonderful gamakas in a nutshell. And that is the specialty of a film song that's raga based, because it gives us a lot of information about the ragam, a lot of information about the prayogas and the gamakas in a very small amount of time. It's a microdose of the aesthetic beauty of a ragam. The next piece that's also a film song is from the film Avanoru Sarithiram. Varnakam palamurai sunneen Sabhayinar munne Tamil magal kanne Sarigari sagari sada Varnakam. So it's an interesting contrast that we see happening here, where some of the Abhogi pieces open brightly and some of them open quite sedately. So this is a ragam that gives us a broad spectrum for emotional responses in people, brightness or sedateness as well. We turn to the music of Raja sir. அந்த ராஜா சார் பண்ணியிருக்கிற பாடல்களில் ரொம்ப அருமையான ஒரு பாடல், இன்றைக்கு ஏன் இந்த ஆனந்தமே இன்பத்தில் ஆடுது என் மனமே கனவுகளின் சுயம்வரமோ கண் திறந்தால் சுகம் வருமோ க க மகரிச கசரி கமத சா ரி சத மகரி சத சரி க க மகரிச கண் திறந்தா மதத சுகம் வருமோ க க மகரிச. A very intelligent depiction of this ragam from the film Vaidehi Kathirindal. And yet another piece in this ragam, காலை நேர பூங்குயில் தசமகரி கசரி தச தசகரி ச தசகரி தசமகரி. From the film Amman Kovil Kirakale, once again Raja sir hits it in the lower octave, beautifully establishing the ragam. So that was a ragam reference in the ragam Abhogi. I have included cards above for my Isaipayanam in this ragam, as well as some other recordings of mine where I have sung pieces in this ragam. Please do go, adiyum kelunga, tune into it. And I've got a blog, ஒரு blog இருக்கு. அதில் நான் the Hindu newspaper-க்காக எழுதின column on Abhogiயும் இருக்கு, arresting Abhogi அப்படின்னு. ஸோ அது ஒரு நல்ல ரெஃபரன்ஸாக இருக்கலாம். அதை டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி if you keep it with you, it will be a good written reference to this recorded reference. And when you're dealing with the ragam, when you're trying to learn it, when you're trying to demystify it, when you're building raga alapana or manodharma sangeetam around it, it will be very helpful to have these resources around you. Stay tuned for more ragam references from me. We also have some nice music video content that I've been creating and putting my head to, and for Navratri, an album called Goddess is coming up. I'm so excited about it and I'm keen to share it with you all really soon. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, now is the best time to do it. Hit the subscribe button and also the bell button so that you don't miss even one episode or upload from me. It's such a pleasure to talk to you about ragams and to share my music with you. This is Dr Charulatha Mani signing off. Have a blessed day. Namaskar.